So let's start from here. So let's see. So this is our front end. I will not ask you to go through the feature and other stuff. Those are
Mhm.
like you are more familiar.
Right.
So we support two versions. One is
Okay.
personal, other is student.
Hmm.
So personal means, let's say if you want to learn something, you can come and you can create your own account and it will work. And
Hmm.
actually it works seamlessly. So for
Okay.
example, let's say I'm giving here ABCD at 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hmm.
I should not use ABCD, maybe some name. Uh, Maybe let's say some name, Abhi123, Abhi1234 at something gmail.com.
Hmm.
No, sorry. Before go there, we have to sign up.
You have to sign up. Yes.
We have to sign up. Okay, so let's say Amar and Sharma and ABM Abhimanyu at Abhimanyu. Chalo, Kaushik K1234. Purposefully, I'm giving different email ID so that it doesn't conflict with the existing one.
Okay.
At gmail.com. Password, let's say I'll keep it very simple, ABCD1234, ABCD1234. And we'll give some number 98989898. CAPTCHA 11. And please check terms and condition. Okay. And sign up. Did I click? Yes, I clicked.
Hmm.
Perfect. So as usual, you can expect one email.
Hmm.
So me being the admin, I anyway get the email. So I'm just
Okay.
waiting for the email. So I know it will be here in the email, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
It's Abhimanyu.
Abhimanyu K1234. Yes.
Let me open the incognito window. Let's go to the WOCLO. WOCLO. See, WOCLO.in. And let's click on the login. So I'm going to paste it here. I think A I missed, no?
Yeah,
A.
we missed it.
ABCD1234. It will be personal. I'm not going to choose 853313. Sign up. Okay, right now you see the user and password are blank because the in the background we are preparing the accounts.
Right.
It takes some time, so I know it will take 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a 5 minute cycle. Every 5 minutes we will go and attempt.
Hmm.
But in the past we have seen when the corona was going on, so we had a lot of users coming on our website. We
Hmm.
saw this time shoot it up to 30 minutes also. It depends on the traffic. But when okay, so which
Right.
includes Hadoop.
Hmm.
Hadoop, if you are little familiar, then it has couple of components.
Hmm.
For example, HDF is one of the component.
Hmm.
MapReduce is another component. Then you must have heard Spark, right?
Yeah.
Spark,
Yeah.
Hive, you must have heard Hive, Pig.
Hmm.
All those things are there. So when I'm saying all those things are what there, what does it translate to? Let me just okay. So if you click on this, then you will see the command lines. It's kind of tutorial which students can follow.
Okay.
Okay, it plays at that level. So if you remember, yeah, so it is at that level. Okay, so uh, just let me refresh once more. I'm more curious to see. Yes, if you see password and login ID has appeared here.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so for student it is very simple. How do they want to run is they can click on the either web terminal or machine learning. So I'm going to click on the machine learning.
Hmm.
So I will give the user ID password. So which is I think right here.
Mm, A is missing.
Dost?
A is missing. Yeah.
Ah, by the way, here user ID password will be the one which was blinking.
Okay.
Yeah, because these are all backend passwords.
Right.
Okay, so let's see here. So one college requested us actually if we can, let's say, organize their labs in the
Hmm.
form of experiment number one, experiment number two. So what we have done, we have tried to organize like that. For example, in one lab they can have this experiments. In lab number 2 they can have these experiments. We, on their request, we have done that.
Okay.
Okay. And they comes with the all pictorial pictures, like what to expect once you execute the command, and with some description. By the way, I am not calling our.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you see, I did the
So
login.
content, college can give you content also, right?
College can use their own content. If they want to use our tutorials, they can use our own tutorials. If they want to follow their own contents, they can follow their own contents.
Okay.
Yeah. So now if you see, we can open the terminal. So terminal is something which actually is required to talk to the backend. Okay. So it may not be so much, I mean, when we are talking about Hadoop level, it may not be the GUI intensive stuff. It will be mostly on the command line. So you have to go there and click here, you get the terminal. Okay. If you see after that, the seamlessness, whatever commands are typed here, let's say I want to follow this tutorial, I have to run this command, I will copy paste and I will paste it here. You will see it will seamlessly, it will execute. Okay. So you may not know, but what we are doing internally, we are creating a directory inside the Hadoop environment.
Okay.
If I want to see I will type the command rather than copying. That is much faster. dfs-ls. If I do this, then I should see the directories are created. You can see that. It will show you. You can see it's created. So by the way, if you see here, the commands are customized. Customized means for you, it will be WOIR 11232. For another person, it will be WOIR 11234. It will keep changing so that there is no conflict among the students or among the different people. Okay, so like this, you can execute all the Hadoop programs. We have one demo program also, which we will usually run whenever customer wants to see something quickly. So we'll run them. OPT WOCLO bin, and it's a demo program which does all that step number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of Hadoop. That means it will copy the data to the HDFS. It will run the Hadoop job. Okay, and it will print the output also. You will see that. It's a demo program. If you are familiar with the Java word, then there is a hello world program. It is kind of that program which you will see it running seamlessly. First class. So actually it was about the word count, how many times this word is coming. So it is telling whatever word is written here, when he tell something that is coming so many times. If you see tempus is coming 48, and actually the way we have written the demo program, that counts. If there is no space, then it will count this as a separate word.
Okay.
So it's telling it depends on the implementation. That is not a.
So where does it looking for these words? Like in this number of counts, where is that word?
Okay, so I will open that to you, and then you will see. This is the file which we are copy from local. Can you see somewhere, Manu? Copy from local. Yeah, it is here, right?
Yeah.
So this is the input file. Let me just show to you. This was the input file.
Okay.
So let's say if I want to do it manually, how will I do it? Let's say I want to see how many times this word actually is coming and how many times that is reporting. So let me do that W count 53. So again, I can run that program and the same thing here, grep paste WC. Obviously, it will take a lot of time because it's an entire Hadoop which is running for that. So let's wait. Program is over. I don't know why. Acha. Okay, guys. So why it is showing 1? There is a very reason, because that word in the output is coming only once. So
Okay.
let's, you understood, no? It is not,
Hmm.
that word is not appearing multiple times. The count
Right.
will be written in front of that word. So although it will be a tedious job to find out the particular word which we have tried to see in that, let's see. So like that, you can execute all the commands.
Hmm.
Then we have Hive also. If you come here and type here Hive, then you will see Hive prompt coming. You can say show databases. So depending on how many databases you have, it will describe the databases here. So and so on and so on.
Hmm.
Okay. So MapReduce. Also we have tutorials. These are all engineering stuff. One needs to understand what is MapReduce. Then only he will
Yeah, yeah,
be
yeah.
able to make sense out of it. Otherwise, it's a totally useless.
Right.
And then we have NoSql. So there is a very famous database called Elasticsearch.
Hmm.
And then we have Cassandra. So we have tutorials around that also. For example, let's say SQLSH. Again, I will go and type here. I will just type here exit and SQLSH. And then I can do, let's say, describe databases. Same thing. Oh, key spaces actually. Key spaces. It will tell how many key spaces I have. I can use any one of them. For example, I can choose this one. So like that, it will keep working.
Hmm.
And then we for Cassandra is one of the NoSQL database, which is very strong backend storage for doing the analytics. By the way, okay, it's coming from there.
All these tutorials are provided by the college itself, right?
No. So
Okay. You
these are the
create.
tutorials written by us.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's right.
So Kibana, if you see here, Kibana, it is
Hmm.
analytic engine which yesterday you were talking about.
Hmm.
So let's say if I type here, then it should open the analytics part. Okay. So if you are little familiar, if you click on this, then you can see how many charts it supports: area chart, data table, line chart, matrix, pie chart, tile map, time series, vertical bar chart. Then it has support for geo graphics also.
Hmm.
So it required some hands-on to ramp up. I mean, may not be so easy for everybody, but for demo purpose, I have created some dashboard out of it.
Okay.
So one very basic demo is, let's say, sorry, I should have done the open. By the way, adding is also easy. You can add and then you can choose which visualize you want to pick up,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that will make the demo there. So for now, I'm just picking up one ready-made demo. It's the
So Kibana data is already there.
data is preloaded. Yeah,
Okay. But if we get the data from customer, we can load that also.
exactly. Either they can tell us, we can load for them, but usually college will prefer students should know how to insert data also.
Right. Right. Right.
So if I just pick up the 5 years, because this tutorial was created around 2 years before, then you can see the graphs coming here. You
Hmm.
can make the selection. If you just want to narrow down how much data is in this segment, you can see all those things. Then we have rich uh, dashboard also. So let me click on the open again. So it tells, by the way, it's very famous sample or experiment which most of the college will use. So
Okay.
it's about New York City. So they have been noticing that there are accidents. They saw there is some pattern in the way
Accident.
accidents are happening, but they
Hmm.
were not able to figure it out.
Hmm.
Then what did they recorded all the parameters, the wind speed, moisture in the air, humidity, and the curve in the on the road, how much curve in the on the road is, I mean the slope of the road. And they did some analytics. They put a lot of parameters, and then they found when the breeze was coming from seaside and
Hmm.
below certain humidity region, and if the person is on particular slope, then chances that the bus or whatever will topple is very high.
Okay.
So they figure it out, and it's a rich database. Again, you can make selection. For example, passengers vehicles, if you want, you can select. Then let's say, let's click it here. Yeah, then you will see it will show only corresponding data. So let me make a selection here. Let's say I am interested only in this data. Then all over, sorry, every place the data will change appropriately. Okay, let's say I am just interested in this time series. Then 445 accidents during this time period, and this was their pattern. Passenger vehicles were 445, and so on. I mean, it depends on how you are doing the analytics.
Right.
And it's the developer tools, by the way, here. So developer tools means people needs to understand the backend. So it's just the front end engine which will graphically display the graphs. So if I click here, do you remember there's something called Elasticsearch?
Yeah.
So Elasticsearch queries can be executed from here. For example, let's say if I run this query there, it will. So you'll see everything here coming. So similarly, you can, I mean, the person who's interested can follow all the.
Right. So for Kibana, let's say I want to do some new study, right? I already got the data, so I can load that data and I can visualize that in it.
Yes, perfectly you can do that. But there is a very big condition, I mean, big assumption which you have made yourself: loading data.
Okay.
Yeah. So loading data, person should be familiar how to load data into Elasticsearch.
Yeah. So Elasticsearch, I mean, if somebody is a student, data science students, and he already has knowledge of Elasticsearch, he can load data.
He can load data, then he can do the analysis. Yeah, you are right.
Right. So that's the college part. They need. I mean, there's one thing is student. There's another thing is research scholar, right? So if research scholar is working on some study and he wants to load the data and get the results, he can do that.
Perfect. Yeah. That is the whole intent. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
Okay. Understood.
So we spoken about Elasticsearch, Kibana. Then we have MongoDB, Cassandra I shown you. When it comes to machine learning, sorry, and data analytics using Python. Then we have all popular modules loaded, preloaded.
Okay.
Okay. So just sorry, give me 1 second, please.
Yeah.
Sorry. So listed are only 5, but in reality we may have more than 50, because writing tutorials for. So here if you see, again you will get all the tutorials pre-written. Students simply can follow. Okay. How they will follow? They have to just copy this line and they will have to come here, new Python 3. Okay. And that's all done. I mean, they can keep copy pasting and it will keep working for them. Let me just execute at least 3 more lines for you, so that you would see in reality it is how it works. It's very seamless, those. So whenever college uses this during the workshop and other stuff, they simply becomes speechless, because to do this kind of setup, they have to invest not less than a year, and then hardware investment is another stuff which they have to go through. You see that, right? Everything will be matching also.
Yeah.
And this is the output, right? What we have seen. So these are all about different. Let's say Matplotlib is one of the famous library which you can draw the graph appropriately. I mean, you can just draw the graph if you have the data. So this is sample data, right? It's sample data. We are drawing it. If you have real data, you can do that also. So Manu, why don't you show him the interactive library which we have installed recently?
Okay.
I'm stopping. Just share your screen. Just show him. I mean, I'm talking about the selection, no?
Yes.
Using Plotly.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is the what you call
एक काम कर मनु, पहले वो छोटा वाला दिखा, Plotly वाला. This is your research work, which will take a lot of time for him to understand. So if you see some, let's say some companies providing the CSV file on their website. If you notice here, we have written HTTPS, right? So it's getting the data on the fly.
Right.
we can simply read it using pandas. So this is our data type, and we can plot the graphs according to that data. So it is a stock price data, and we can crop the time frame also using this plotly.express module, which we have already pre-installed in this. And this is another graph for the same data.
Well, you can take the time slice and you can look into the details of the data, right? That you can do.
See,
Yeah, understood.
so,
मनु
and
अपना अपने प्रोजेक्ट के वो
हाँ,
दिखा फैंसी जो ग्राफ्स हैं तेरे.
हाँ, one second.
तो
So
देखिए
this
इसमें
is
This is the data you got from the website, right?
the
yeah
earlier
the one yeah right. I mean, if you have your data, let's say let's say government in India says that this data is available at this link, then you don't have to download the data. You just point the data link.
we just need to give the link and it will retrieve the data from that website.
Correct. Okay.
And here I have my data, like I have this data with me only. So this is a machine learning project, and it is like it predicts whether the one needs to, like, how is the mental health of that person. So it's something like that. And this is all the machine learning thing which I have done, like data cleaning and all. This is the data, how it looks like. That it it has various parameters: age, country, self-employed or not, family history, and other stuff. So
वो फैंसी चार्ट दिखा नीचे वाले वो बड़े अच्छे लगते हैं देखने में.
yes. So yes, just give me a second. So this is the heat map of the data.
Sorry, what is this?
Heat map.
Heat map. Okay.
Yeah. So it basically tells about the correlation about the correlation with each parameters. And this is the distribution curve of the data.
Okay.
Yeah. And
so Dipanshu, those इस ये
like,
field ना
like
those
this we
people,
can plot so many other.
I mean, it is more. I mean, it can be very well understood by the person who is doing the project.
Yeah.
For you, it is just the overview, right?
Yeah. Right.
This like this, yeah. So this plot tells us like how many females are there in this data, and how many males are there, how many transgenders are there in this file. And
If somebody has data on the cloud, right, on maybe his private cloud or something, and if he shares some details with you, you can still fetch it from there, right, in the cloud.
So actually, Dipanshu, again, it's a very loose word. So it will depend on all how he has organized the data.
Okay.
What are the different security shields between our cloud and his or her cloud?
Okay.
So, but eventually it can be done. I'm just telling you, it may
Yeah,
not
it's
be.
possible.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
yeah,
asking.
right. It may not be seamless, but yes, it will work. I mean, one day it will become seamless once the person in those.
So in sales, we say that this can be done. How it's done is, I mean, it's nobody's job to know. It's just that we need to know that it can be done, and then
100%, yeah, it can be done. मनु वो ग्राफ दिखाए वाले जो फैंसी ग्राफ थे नीचे बिल्कुल.
just
अच्छा ये हीट मैप है. हाँ, यू हैव शोन मी.
yeah, I've seen that.
वापस देश में अपना स्क्रीन शेयर करता हूँ फिर से, है ना. हम लोग कहाँ पे थे? शायद हम लोग फुल स्क्रीन पे थे, इसलिए नहीं देख पा रहे. कैसे जाएं फुल स्क्रीन पे वापस?
राइट साइड
ये है ना शायद, है ना, WOCLO. I think we were here, right?
Yeah.
Then very few people will know. Acha, by the way, we have then section for machine learning also. Mostly it is for the very, very beginners. I mean, they can, if they want to analyze how the Titanic ship was down, so they can, I think it is analytics about that.
Okay.
So main thing is that everything is doable. If you have the data,
Yeah.
then it is doable. So if you see again, it is the URL, right? No, I think it is there is a flower called iris. So they have the variety of the iris flowers. So if you give the data, it will tell you what type of flower this is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So by the way, a lot of companies are giving the data for free. If you see the GitHubers content.
Yeah. So for students, it's fairly good. Right? I'm just curious that whether the research scholars would be interested in this.
Right. And then Matplotlib is very famous library for doing the plotting. And machine learning I shown you. Very few people will use this actually. Message broker. It's again very essential component of the latest technology. So Kafka, have you heard about it ever?
Not really, no.
Not really. Yeah. So I think, but just I will say yes, we have the message broker also.
Yeah.
So it's really a deep computer science concept. So we can, I mean, if you can tell them that if they ask us, we can enable the Kafka and ActiveMQ, RabbitMQ. I mean, those people who are in this field, they will, as soon as you will say Kafka, they will understand what you're saying. So they won't ask you, yeah.
Okay.
So those things are also pre-installed. So best part comes here. Everything is pre-installed, pre-configured.
Right. You just have to start using it.
You
Right?
start
You
using it.
register yourself on the platform and start using it.
Yeah, registered, pay the money, and then
Yeah, correct.
start using it. Yes, you are right.
So
And
registration is being done by college for all the students, or the student has to separately register?
no. So what actually model is, we will have one partner. Partner is talking to the college. We are not talking to the college.
Okay.
So let me show you how that will work. Manu, कुछ याद आ रहा है आपको? Just give me 1 second. It is actually these are the student role, but on the back end, partner and college can also log in.